School newsletters are a really interesting thing. For many schools, they've become a weekly or monthly task, which usually involves somebody in the school office and perhaps the head teacher or one of the SLT in pulling it together. And it's a real labour of love, and there's a lot of information in there. And some parents do appreciate the school newsletter. But unfortunately, things have changed around the way that parents consume news and information, and sometimes that results in the newsletter never leaving the child's bag on a Friday. To a degree, it's become ignored, arguably, in some schools, and people look elsewhere to find out what's going on, which is a real shame because, crikey, those letters, they really take some effort. So with newsletters, some people also put them on the school website to try and give them those extra legs to reach parents online. And there's often a nice library of newsletters on the website. But again, it really often isn't sufficient to do that, because really that isn't changing anything. It isn't changing the way that the newsletter is reaching the parents, penetrating their consciousness, if you like. All we've done is taken the same big wieldy chunk of information and updates and just put it online. It's not a transformation by any stretch. All it is another way of getting that large unwieldy chunk of information out via the web. So with school newsletters, what I would suggest and what I've seen happening very effectively over the years through social media is, instead of, metaphorically speaking, hitting people with a large chunk of information on a Friday at the end of the week when people actually don't really want that, why not try drip feeding them chunks, little bites of what would be in the school newsletter over the week. Give it to them in little bites. And by feeding your parental community in that way, you're far more likely to have parents who actually do know what's going on. And if you get some parents who don't know what's going on, then what we've seen happen a lot is a kind of a tribal kind of awareness where they pass around the information that they've picked up that you've been dropping into social media over the week and over the month. So even if a parent misses it, the people who they're connected to will fill them in on what's going on. So newsletters, great, you can link to them from whichever platform you're on, etc. But the suggestion from me would be, consider whether you really want to carry on with that newsletter as a big, solid chunk of information. Could it be disaggregated? Could it be fed to people in smaller chunks so that they can take it on in more manageable ways?